Let's proceed with the WASSCE September 2022 paper, the one written by the Ghanaians. The core mathematics paper is what we are solving now, or the general mathematics paper 2. So we are continuing from question 6 to 13. So the question 6, the graph shows the relation of the form y equal ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are constants. State the scale used for each axis. So when you look at the x-axis, you can see that from -1 we move to 0, then to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have steps of 1 for each 2 centimeters. So the scale will be 2 centimeters to 1 unit on the x-axis. Then if you look at the y-axis, we move from -4 to -2 to 0 to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we are moving a step of 2 each. So 2 centimeters is to 2 units on the y-axis. So that is the scale. Two centimeters to 1 unit on the x-axis and 2 centimeters to 2 units on the y-axis. We have to find the values of A, B, and C. So we have different ways you can solve this. One way is working backwards when you know the roots. So from the graph we can find the roots. The roots are x equal 1. So this point is one of the roots or one of the solutions. The points where the graph touches the x-axis. The second one is x equal 5. So it's like you solve a quadratic equation and you had the answer to be x equal 1 or x equal 5. And they're asking you to work backwards to arrive at that quadratic equation that you solve to get these results. So how do you go about it? So we work backwards. So the 1 is positive on the right hand side. The 5 is also positive on the right hand side. So working backwards, we get x minus 1 equals 0 or x minus 5 equals 0. So before you go to this stage, you multiplied all they were in bracket like this, x minus 1 into x minus 5 is equal to 0. Now before you got this, it was in 4 terms. So you have to go back. So we expand to get our 4 terms. So x squared. So x times x is x squared, and x times minus 5 get minus 5x, then minus x, and plus 5. So we go to 0. Now when you simplify this, you get your trinomial x squared minus 6x plus 5 is equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation. When you replace the 0 by y, then it becomes the quadratic function y equal x squared minus 6xx plus 5. So comparing it to this, you see that the a is 1, b is equal to -6, and the c is 5. So these are the values of a, b, and c. Then again, you could also use a different method. The quadratic equation is given by x squared minus sum of roots x plus product of roots equals 0. Then you simplify everything. Then you can find the values of a, b, and c after you create a fraction and everything. We have to find the values of x when y equals 7. So reading this from the graph, you can see that y equals 7 is this line here, and it cuts the graph at 2 points, which is negative 0.3 and 6.3. But because you are not using the graph to solve the question, you need to set up a quadratic equation. So you have to equate this equation to 7. So C, x squared minus 6x plus 5 is equal to 7. So you have to solve this equation here. So you have different methods to solve that equation. You can complete the square. So let's use the completing square for now. So when we complete the square, we have x squared minus 6x plus 5 is equal to 7. So x squared minus 6x will be equal to 7 minus 5. So x squared minus 6x will be equal to 2. So completing squared method, we have to add half the coefficient of x to both sides. So x squared minus 6x, half of negative 6 is negative 3. So negative 3 all squared to both sides. So 2 plus negative 3 all squared. So we have x minus 3 all squared. The left hand side becomes the perfect squared, is equal to 13. 2 plus 9, which is 11. 2 plus 9 is 11. So taking square root of both sides, plus or minus square root, x minus 3 will be equal to plus or minus square root of 11. So x will be equal to 3 plus root 11 or 3 minus root 11. So this will give you 6.3 or 0.3. You have to write the coordinates of the minimum point. So the minimum point is this point here. So that point, the coordinates are x equal 3, y equal negative 4. So 3, negative 4. These are the coordinates of the minimum point. State the range of values of x for which y is less than 0. So y is less than 0. Y is less than 0. This is the portion of the graph that is less than 0. So the range is from here to here. So that inequality, you write it out. So that inequality is x is less than 5, greater than 1. So that's it. So you could use the graph to determine these values as we saw by tracing them. And you could also solve it like this to get the values. We're given that so we have this for question 11. Given that cos 2x plus 15 degrees is equal to sine x minus 30 degrees, where x lies between 0 degrees and 90 degrees inclusive, find the value of x. So we recall that the sine and the cosine functions are complementary. So if we have cos A which will be equal to sine 90 minus A. The same way, when you have sine A, it is equal to cos 90 minus A. So we're given cos 2x plus 15 is equal to sine x minus 30 in degrees. I want to maintain the left hand side, so I'll recopy the same thing. Cos 2x plus 15. You can also decide to maintain the right hand side, but we are maintaining the left hand side, and we are writing this in terms of cos. So this whole thing here is like A sine A. This whole thing here is like sine A. So that will be equal to cos 90 minus A. So since everything is in terms of cos, cos is here, we can now equate the argument. What is here? We can equate it to what is this. So it means we have an equation like this: 2x plus 15 is equal to 90 minus x plus 30. So we can group like terms. 2x plus x will be equal to 90 plus 30 minus 15. So 3x will be equal to 120. Okay, 90 plus 15 is 105. So divide also by 3. So 105 divided by 3 will give you 105 divided by 3 will give you 35. So x equals 35 degrees. The II, we are supposed to find angle BDC. So angle BDC, we're told that angle BCD, this angle is 1/3 of angle BDC. 1/3 of angle BDC. So when we add this angle BDC and this one here, we're supposed to get 180 degrees. Sum of interior angles of a triangle should be equal to 180. So 1/3 angle BDC plus the angle BDC itself plus this angle here. So 2x plus 34 will give us that angle. So sorry, this angle here is equal to this angle, which is 48. So 48 plus 48 should be equal to 180 degrees. So 1/3 plus 1 will give you 4/3. So we will have 4/3 BDC. Angle BDC is equal to 180 minus 48. 180 minus 48 will give you 132. So we have 4/3 times angle BDC is equal to 132. So times both sides by 3 over 4 times 3 over 4. So this will give us 1. So angle BDC will be equal to 132 times 3 over 4. 132 times 3 over 4. That will give us 99. So angle BDC is 99 degrees. Number 12 is here. 15 persons were shortlisted for a job interview. On the day of the interview, each applicant was assigned a number from 1 to 15. So the applicants have these numbers 1 to 15. Applicants have these numbers 1 to 15. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So they have this. An applicant was called at random from the list of numbers. Find the probability that the applicant called has the number which is prime. So if the number is prime, then we have P equal prime numbers 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. So these are the prime numbers. How many are there? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So probability that we have someone who is prime is probability of picking someone who is prime is equal to number of people who are prime over number of sample space, which is number of applicants. So the number of applicants is the same as the number of sample space. So now what we are going to do is to count them. So for the number of P, we have 6 of them. So that will give you 6 over the total number here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 6 over 15, which is, now we can simplify this further. 2 will go into 6 3 times, and 2 will go 8. 3 will go into 6 2 times, and 3 will go into 15 5 times. So 2 over 5, or 0.4. And probability that the number is a multiple of 3. So multiples of 3 we have multiples of 3. So 3 is a multiple of 3. So 3 1 3, 3 2 6, 3 3 9, 3 4 12, 3 5 15. So these are multiples of 3. How many are they? 1 2 3 4 5. So that will be probability of being multiples of 3. Multiple of 3 will be equal to number of elements in that set, which is 5. 5 over 15. That will give you 1 over 5. And probability that is divisible by 5. So divisible by 5 will be 5 is divisible by 5. So we have 5, we have 10, we have 15. So 3 of them. Probability of the number being divisible by 5 is equal to 3 over 15, which is equal to, so this is 1 over 3 and this is 1 over 5. Thank you. So Let's look at the B part. PQRS is a quadrilateral with P44, S88, and R128. If vector PQ is equal to vector SR times 4, find the coordinates of Q. So we're given that vector PQ is equal to 4 times of vector SR. So vector PQ is vector OQ minus vector OP will be equal to 4 times of vector OR minus vector OS. So vector OQ will write the coordinate of Q as components or in column form. We don't know, so let it be xy minus vector OP. We will write the coordinate of P in column form is equal to 4 times of vector OR, coordinate of R, which is 12, 8, minus 8, 8, which is vector SOS. So xy will be minus 4, 4 will be equal to 4, 4, 0. So 12 minus 8 is 4 and 8 minus 8 is 0. So we have xy to be equal to, so 4 by 4 here will give you 16. 4 by 0 is 0 plus 4, 4. So xy will be equal to 16 plus 4 is 20. 0 plus 4 is 4. Therefore, the coordinates of Q are x equal 20 and y equal 4. Let's have a look at this one, question 13. The hour hand of a 24-hour clock moves from 13:15 p.m. to 17:45 p.m. If the length of the hour hand is 3.5 centimeters, find correct to three significant figures, the area served by the hour hand. So we are taking pi to be 22/7. So it moves from 13:15 to 17:45 p.m. So we need to find a difference in hours. So the difference in hours will be 17:45 minus 13:15. So this will give us 4 hours 30 minutes. 4 hours 30 minutes. Now the hour needs to move 12 hours to complete one cycle, which is 360 degrees. So it means if we divide each of the 12 hours, if we divide each of them 360 degrees by 12, each hour is 30 degrees. So if each hour is 30 degrees, then the 4.5 hours will be equivalent to 4.5 times 30 degrees. And that will give us 135 degrees. So the angle over here is 135 and the radius is given by 3.5. So it means that we are asked to find the area of a circle, which is given by theta over 360 times 2 pi r times pi r squared. So the theta here is 135 degrees over 360 degrees times pi, which is 22 over 7, times radius, which is 3.5 squared. So that will give us 14.4375. So take your time to simplify it, but that will give you more marks. So we will have how many significant figures? 3 significant figures. 1, 2, 3. So we have 14.4 centimeters squared. The coordinates of 2 points M and N in a plane are -4, 3, and x6 respectively. If Mn is equal to 3 root 10 units, that is the magnitude of Mn is 3 root 10 units. Find the values of x and y. So recall the distance formula. So magnitude of Mn is given by square root of x2 minus x1 all squared plus y2 minus y1 all squared. So if this is x1, y1, and this is x2, y2, then we will have magnitude of Mn to be equal to square root of x2, which is x minus x1, which is -4, all squared added to y2, which is 6 minus 3, all squared, is equal to 3 root 10. So you get x plus 4 all squared. Then we have 3 squared here is equal to, let's square both sides so that this square will cancel this. Note that none of these square here can cancel the square root because of the addition here. So squaring both sides, we can now get rid of the square root. Note also that this square here is affecting the 3, so 3 square is 9. It's also affecting the root 10, so times 10, which is 90. So x plus 4 all squared will equal to 90 minus 9. So x plus 4 will be equal to 81. Now square root of both sides plus or minus square root of both sides will give you x plus 4 is equal to plus or minus 9. So we have x equal 4 -4 plus 9 or -4 minus 9. So x is either equal to 5 or -13. So we have question 10 here. The table shows the ages in years of 42 children at a party. Find the value of x. Calculate correct to the nearest whole number, the mean age. Find the probability of selecting at random a child whose age is not less than 9 years. Okay, so this time the question is a bit different. You were given the frequencies in terms of variables. So So as you can see, but you were given information that will help you find variable x. You were told that the total number of children is 42. So when you add up all these 2x, then 3x, then 4x minus 1, add it to x, add it to x minus 2, and add it to x minus 3, you should get 42. So let's simplify that. 2x plus 3x, that will be 5x plus 4x, 9x plus x plus x plus x, that will be 12x. So 12x minus 1 minus 2 minus 3, so minus 6 is equal to 42. So 12x will be equal to 42 plus 6. 12x will be equal to 48. So dividing both sides by 12, you get x to be equal to 4. So x will be equal to 4. Now that you get a value of x to be 4, you just have to substitute x equal 4 for wherever you see x. So 2 times 4 will be 8. This will be 8. 3, 4, 12. This will be 15. Then this will be 4. This will be 2. This will be 1. So you can now construct your frequency table because we are asked to find the mean age. So the frequency table will look like this. So the mean age will be given by the mean age is equal to summation of fx over summation f, which is equal to 361 over 42, and that is equal to 361 over 42 is equal to 8.5955952. So to the nearest whole number is 9 years. The mean age is 9 years to the nearest whole number. We have to find the probability of selecting at random a child whose age is not less than 9 years. So age is not less than 9 years. 9 years and above. So that will give you all these summations. 15 plus 4, 15 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. That will give you 22. Probability of x greater than or equal to 9 will be equal to 15 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 all over 42. So that will be equal to 22 over 42, which is the same as 11 over 21. Copy and complete the table of values for y equal cos x minus 3 sine x from 0 degrees to 180 degrees. To use the scale of 2 centimeters to 20 units on the x-axis and 4 centimeters to 1 unit on the y-axis to draw the graph of y equal cos x minus 3 sine x from 0 to 180. And using the graph, we have to find the true set of 2 plus cos x equal 3 sine x. We have to find the range of values of x for which y increases as x increases. The minimum points of the curve. So this is how we go about it. We first of all fill in the table of values. So The given relation is y equal cos x minus 3 sine x. So when x equal 20, y will be equal to cos 20 degrees minus 3 sine 20. And this will give us y equal negative 0.1. So this will be negative 0.1. You can use your calculator to fill in the remaining ones. If you do at least 2, will be enough for showing working. So your table should be looking like this. The table should be looking like this. The completed table of values should be looking like this. Then you now draw your distance and label the axis. This is supposed to come down here. And label the axis. So label the axis, as you can see, this is for x and this is for y. It's for y. So the y-axis, the x-axis. Then what we do now next is to label this with the scale 0, 20, 40, 60 on the x-axis. Then on the y-axis, this time we're told that 4 centimeters to 1 unit. 4 centimeters to 1 unit. So each 4 centimeter is 1. So negative 2, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Now you can now plot the points, as you can see. And the next thing we do after plotting the points 0, 1, 20, negative 0.1, and so on and so forth, then you draw a curve through it like this. After drawing a curve through it, you are done with the B part. Using the graph, find the two sets of 2 plus cos x equal 3 sine x. So 2 plus cos x is equal to 3 sine x. So just rewrite this to look like this. So cos x minus 3 sine x will be equal to negative 2. So this goes here and this comes here to become negative. So if that is the case, you can see that this is y equal negative 2. So we draw the line y equal negative 2 on the graph sheet, the same graph sheets, and where it intersects the curve, we trace to the x-axis. We see that on the x-axis, each box is 20 units. It's 2 units, 2 degrees. So we have 58. X is such that the true set x is such that x equal 58 degrees or 160 degrees. 160 degrees, as you can read from the graph. Then we have the next question. Range of values of y, range of values of x for which y increases as x increases. So from here going, you can see that y is increasing as x is also increasing up to this point. So we have x between 110 degrees is less, so this thing will not be included. So we clear off this. 110 degrees is less than x is less than or equal to 180 degrees. And the next thing we are going to find is the minimum point of the curve. So minimum point is this point here. Reading from the graph, that point is y equal negative 3 point, approximately 2 or 3.1 something. So 3.1516 will be correct, or 3.2. Question 8 is here. Kojo can do a piece of work in 5 hours. Edna can do the same piece of work in 4 hours. How long will it take the two of them to do the same work together if they work at the same rate? So the rate of Kojo working is 1/5. 1/5. The rate of Edina also doing the work is 1/4. The two of them, if their rate is x, then it will be 1/x. So solving for x will help us to see how long the two of them will do the work. So multiply through by 20, or simplifying this side, we have 20 here, and we have 4 plus 5 equal 1/x. So 9/20 equal 1/x. So x will be equal to 20/9. Two whole number, 2/9 hours. Two whole number, 2/9 hours. That is how long it will take the two of them to do the work. A solid right triangular prism of length 12 centimeters and a cross section which is an equilateral triangle of side 6 centimeters. Find correct of all the 4 significant figures, the total surface area. So the thing is like this. We have 6 centimeters for the. So the thing is like this. We have 6 centimeters here. Then we have 12 here. So this equilateral triangle has height. So this height divides the triangle here into 2 equal parts, 3 over here. So 3 centimeters, 3 centimeters. So we can find the height of that triangle. The height of the equilateral triangle will be equal to square root of 6 squared minus 3 squared. And that will give us square root of 6 squared minus 3 squared. That will give you 3 root 3. So h is equal to 3 root 3 centimeters. Now we are supposed to find the total surface area of this prism, which is equal to area of the. So total surface area will be equal to area of the two equilateral triangular faces. So 2 times half base times height. The height is 3 root 3 centimeters. Then we add it to the 3 rectangular faces, which has dimension 6 by 12. So 6 by 12, 6 by 12, 6 by 12, like that. So 3 times the rectangular faces, which is 6 by 12. So that will give us 6 root 3, 6 root 3, 18 root 3, add it to 3 times 6 times 12. 3 times 6 times 12. So that will give us 18 into brackets 12 plus root 3 centimeters squared. In decimals, this will give us 247.1769145. And to 4 significant figures, we are going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. So 247.2 centimeters squared. The estimated cost of building a 2-bedroom house is 120,000 Ghana cedis. It is made up of labor, materials, and consultancy fee in a ratio 5:12:3, respectively. At the start of the construction, the labor cost increased by 2y%. Cost of materials increased by 2.5y%, while consultancy fee remain unchanged. If the new cost of labor is to fit the new cost of material, find the value of y. So we're given this information. So we need to calculate the labor cost, material cost, and consultancy fee using the ratio given. So that will give us something like this. That of the labor will be 5 over total ratio times 120,000. So 5 over 20 times 120,000, that will give us 30,000. That will be the labor cost. Then that of materials will be 12 times 6,000 because 20 goes into 126 times, and that will give us 72,000. Then that of consultancy will be Ghana cedis 18,000. So after calculating all the costs, we're told that the labor and the material cost increased by a certain percentage. That of labor increased by 2y%. So we find 2y and add it to 100%, and that should be multiplied by the cost of labor to get the new increment or the new fee, the new cost for labor. Then the same thing applies to material. It also increased by 2.5%. So we add that percentage to 100% and multiply it by the cost, 72,000. That will give us a new cost. Then we're given a relationship. We're told that if the cost of labor is to fit, that is 2 over 5 times the cost of materials, then we are supposed to find the value of y. So this is the equation we have to form. So we just have to solve this linear equation for y. Now 2/5 of 72,000 will be 28,800. So 28,800 times 0.05y will be 720. And 28,800 times 1 will be 28,800. Now 30,000 times 1 will give you 30,000. 30,000 times 0.02y will give you 600y. So grouping like terms, we have 1,200 is equal to 120y. Dividing through by 120, we get y equal 10. So the value of y is 10. y is equal to 10. To calculate the new cost of the building or building the house, we have to apply the percentage, the 10%. So for the labor, it becomes 20%. Then for materials, it becomes 2.5 times 10, which is 25% increment. So 20% increment means 1.2 times 30,000, and 25% increment means 0.25, 1.25 times 72,000. We're told that the consultancy is still the same. So calculating all, we'll get 132,000 as the new cost of the building the house. Thank you so much for watching the video.